A very low percentage of people who say they're genuinely going to make a change follow through with it. The reason for that gap is not the people who do not care, but the people who care but are stuck doing nothing. Let me tell you why you have not started yet. Whether it's that business, the workouts, or maybe even a YouTube channel like this one. And by the end of this video, you'll know why. And you'll have a clear way of recognizing the patterns that keep you passive, as well as a clear next step in getting out of it. Yo, what's up, dudes? Welcome to another video. This one is near and dear to me as a professional procrastinator and over-optimizer who's just recently this year started actually doing the things that I say and want to do. So I hope it resonates with somebody who's in the same position I was. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's get into it. First off, you're not lazy. Well, maybe you are. And in that case, you need different advice than what I'll give you. Go watch a video on cold plunges or red light therapy or some shit like that. Laziness means you don't want it, but you think about it all the time. So that's not the problem. I think you want it. This misdiagnosis is why you're stuck. You're taking advice built for lazy people, wondering why you don't suddenly feel an urge to do the thing. You do not need courage. You need clarity. You are not frozen from fear. You're frozen because you've got 20 half-formed versions of what you want and no way to choose. So no path feels safe to commit to. Perfectionism is your enemy. I need to plan more is just procrastination wearing the face of productivity. You say you need to research more, and that will produce an obvious next step, but it will not. By the time it is obvious, it is too late. Research does not produce clarity, action does. The answers you seek are on the other side of the actions you're too scared to take. Most people spend their lives standing in front of a door they believe someone or something has the key to, not knowing that that door is not even locked. You need to start out uncertain, tired, scared, because starting badly produces the information you need to start well. Let me put into perspective where I was just some months back for some context. I'd always been an insecure kid, a background character in my own life, if you will, going along with expectations set by other people, never doing anything for fear of failure, all that. Only once the pain of staying the same exceeded that of making a change did I finally break free of this cycle. Following a chain of unfortunate events, earlier this year, I snapped. I decided to completely 180 my life, and yeah, fuck the expectations, fuck doing what everyone else is doing. Watch me take these risks, fail, look like an idiot, then become unstoppable. I am obsessed with achieving success. I am obsessed with being the author of my own story, and I built those obsessions one step at a time. It is no longer difficult to do the thing. Through repetition, it becomes a need and not a want. Now, most likely that sort of extreme case won't happen for everyone, but that doesn't mean you can't do the same. Let me tell you this framework that I use myself, personally, to actually do those difficult things that I set out to do. It's 5 steps, and it goes like this. First, pick one thing you want to do, not 20. One. And only one implementation strategy. One plan, one way to fulfill that plan. Single context immersion is your superpower. Don't spend a lot of time here. Choosing is not working. It's procrastination. The first few thoughts should do it. Make it an implementation intention, not just an intention. This is the second one. Implementation intention, not just an intention. Tasks expand to fill a deadline. I'm going to do this sometime expands to never because it doesn't stick. I'm start a business someday doesn't survive a Tuesday. I'm going to reach out to 3 people on Monday at 9 a.m. to see if they'd be interested in my product. Does. When, where, how. Specificity wins. Third is choose the smallest action that produces real-world feedback. No planning, no research, something that actually puts you in contact with reality and tells you something you didn't know. So, like I said, do the outreach, upload that video, whatever it is. Then we get to the fourth one. They're kind of connected. Do it badly, on purpose, this week. First job is not success, it's information. Set a time and just do it. And now the most important one, which is number 5. If you do number 4 and you don't do number 5, you'll fail. Number 5 is just keep going. Do it over and over until you get good or until you know it will not work. The only way to guarantee being unsuccessful is to stop. It brings me back to that same quote that I said in my last video. Not sure if it's from Alex Hormozi originally, or that's where I heard it at least. Most people are stuck waiting on the perfect conditions to start, when starting in and of itself is the perfect condition. Let me be an example. Around 4 months back, I was stuck in an infinite loop of doing what everyone else expected, and I had been my entire life. Never taking action and being unhappy about my ability to influence my own life. Since then, I've started my own business, I've started this channel, and I'm taking steps every single day toward becoming successful and living a more fulfilling life. I am nowhere close to any of it. But these days, when I look in the mirror, I don't see this hopeless victim of life, but a man with a fire in his eyes and no intention of ever stopping. The author of the great story that I will someday tell. What I want is for you to see that same person in your own reflection. A person who your future self can look back lovingly on and thank for the life they're currently living. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if this sort of content resonates with you. And if you're somewhere along the same path that I'm on, then I welcome you to walk it with me. See you next time.